Hello and welcome to another video. I hope you are all having an amazing day out there. And today I am bringing you a Dragapult VMAX deck. For 2 Psychic Energies, Dragapult can attack for 130 damage to our opponent's active Pokemon, and we can then place 5 damage counters, however we like, onto their benched Pokemon. Obviously, Dragapult has been around for a while, but it has a new partner with the Rapid Strike Inteleon from Chilling Reign that allows us to place 2 damage counters onto our opponent's Pokemon however we like. So we play a couple copies of that, as well as 1 copy of the Shady Dealings Inteleon, and the Shady Dealings Drizziles we play 4 of. So this means we can search out whatever trainer cards we like when we evolve up into them, so it gives us some nice consistency. I also have a couple copies of Old Cemetery in the deck to kind of add some more damage counters to our opponent as they attach non-psychic energies. And we then have Path to the Peak as well to try and shut off our opponent's abilities for their rule box Pokemon, to try and help us with things like the Darkness box that's going around, or Eternatus VMAX. Both of those are quite tough matchups because of Dragapult's weakness. You can play Galarian Zapdos in here as well. Tried that out a little bit, but I found this to work the best. We have 4 copies of Horror Energy, so our opponent takes even more damage when they attack, and a couple copies of XP Share, so that we can hopefully, even if we do get knocked out, have some Dragapults on the bench ready to go straight away. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Dragapult out onto the ladder and see if we can't get ourselves a couple of wins. Okay, we are calling the coin flip, and as always, tails never fails. What did I say? And we like to go first with this deck because we want to try and get out our Dragapult and our Sobbles as quickly as possible. If we get to go first, then we can normally evolve up into them on our second turn. Not the worst hand to start with, and we're playing against Shadow Rider Calyrex. So let's grab ourselves a Sobble with that Level Ball. I think we can probably just attach to our active. We will Pokecom away the Inteleon for another Sobble. And then we should be able to Crobat for a few cards and pass over our turn. Now, Path to the Peak is probably what we're after. We've got our EXP share, so even if anything does happen to this Dragapult, we should keep our energies. I think we'll play the Path. We should have another one in our deck. I don't necessarily want any more cards here, so I will just pass. And that Quick Ball can turn into another Sobble for us. We obviously do play Dedenne in this deck, but we have turned off our own ability here. Normally, with Crobat and Dedenne being the only ones, there goes our path. Anyway, as I was going to say, normally with Dedenne and Crobat being our only Pokemon with rule boxes that have abilities, we don't tend to need them that much, and being able to turn off our opponent's abilities is quite useful. Wonder what our opponent is looking for here. Maybe a way to draw some more cards. If you haven't already, by the way, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. The more likes these videos get, the better, because then I know you guys are enjoying them. By the looks of it, our opponent is going to try and Horror House GX, so they're looking for an Air Balloon or a Switch card. I'm Psychic. Very fitting for this deck, and I imagine Horror House GX is on its way down. Now, there it is. So we can't do anything this turn apart from bite. Put some damage on. Ooh, 30 damage. Ooh. Doesn't really matter too much in this deck because against Gengar and Mimikyu, because 2 attacks with our Max Phantom and we'd knock it out anyway. Here comes an Underworld Door to themselves. See, the Old Cemetery card's not very good in this matchup. Normally, the path to the peak is the one we want to use. But what we can do is use Old Cemetery to... And they only did 100 damage. Not a lot of damage there. We can... I think we will evolve. Then we can put the other Sobble down. Evolve up into our Drizzile. And probably grab an Energy Spinner, which is quite nice to have in this deck. Or we can just let... I'm going to com. So I can com my Inteleon back in, grab another Drizzile, and then grab the Energy Spinner. And then that way we still should have... Yeah, we've got 2 of the Rapid Strike Inteleons in deck. We have our VMAXs, have all of our stadiums, and we have plenty of energy. So if we play this down, we can grab our Energy Spinner, get our energy that we need, so that we know we are definitely attacking this turn. And with the XP share, what it means, even if we do get knocked out on our next turn, we should have a Dragapult ready to go. That is a lot of trainer cards. I may just... why don't I quick ball away a Marnie, because we're not going to need that. And just grab another Sobble. That limits the amount of... we can also grab a second Drizzile. So I'm just trying to make sure we don't take too much damage from Poltergeist. And then we will place 5 damage counters onto the VMAX on the bench. Now that is only a couple attacks away from being knocked out by Dragapult. Here comes another Underworld Door. They could just try and go for the attack with the Shadow Rider if they get another energy. I lost my train of thought earlier, so don't know why they're playing Galarian Zapdos. Oh, because of our Crobat. So that's that one gone. But then we get... Ooh, how is this going to work? We probably will attach the Horror Energy. We want to evolve this one up into a Drizzile, and I think we probably want to grab a boss with this, because I don't really see much point in attacking into the Zapdos V, because then we'd still need to knock out these other 2. And their Zapdos V has kind of done its job now, taking out that Crobat that we had to bench. So I think we boss up... How many hit points is this left? 80. So I think what we actually want to do is boss up the Shadow Rider so we can get some damage on it. We will evolve up into a Inteleon. And if we Dedenne, if we can somehow get into our other Inteleon, we will be able to take 3 prizes this turn and put a lot of damage onto our... There it is. This will put a lot of damage onto our opponent's VMAX as well. We may as well play the Old Cemetery. Because then we could possibly play our path to the peak next turn if we can draw into it. So that is enough on that to do the job. Next turn we can quick ball for something and Pokémon for our VMAX. So we should have that. And then this has 1, 2, 3, 4 left, and we may as well put one onto the other Shadow Rider. So we get to take 3 prizes. A research is nice. And nope. It's too many research now. And a horror energy. So they can attack. However, it might not. We got 220, so they need 7 energy in play in order to get a knockout on us. And we, as it stands, we win next turn. If they don't, they need to retreat essentially. Otherwise, we do have the knockout on their Shadow Rider, which is quite nice for us, I must say. They could be looking for... Say, if they went and found a Gengar, we could have been in trouble then. But it looks like they're going to go for Crobat here, or Dedenne. Crobat. They're looking to... They don't want to manually retreat, because that will mean they do less damage. So they're looking for an Air Balloon or a Switch. And they've only played... Oh, they're pulling up our Dedenne. It's an interesting choice. So it's likely that they're trying to bring up their Zapdos V here to take 2 prizes. Oh, no, they're going for... They still have a knock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they have the knockout. Oh, and the Aurora Energy counts as well. What we can do, though, is we can bring up the other Dragapult, the fresh one. We can attach an energy. And then we want to... Don't think we're going to really need this Tool Scrapper. That's mainly in there for Lucario and Melmetal. Don't think we want to play the Dragapult either, to be honest, because that is 2 prizes with less HP. But we do want to make sure we do that before I research, which I was just about to do. So we evolve that up. Annoyingly, we don't have boss in hand. What could have been good there is if I'd sent the other one up. If we still had that Shady Dealings Inteleon, that would have found our boss for us. So if we just research, we have our path, which is quite nice. And then talking 140. So quick shoot onto the bench twice. We've turned off their abilities. I'm going to stick the other XP share onto here. It doesn't really matter too much now. Just gets rid of it though. And then I think we thin out. We don't want that Dragapult. And that's all we've got left in our deck. So next turn, unless they have the game on this one, we win. And it's likely in that hand of theirs they have a boss, which will be really fun for us. Because next turn we can attack again with our Max Phantom and put the last 5 damage counters needed onto that Shadow Rider. There's the Mars Shadow. So they're going to get rid of that. What are they looking for? Are they just trying to fin? So I imagine what they're doing is they are going to play the Mars Shadow, discard our trainer, then they can start using Underworld Door to draw more cards and are likely looking for a boss. Well, they've played 2 boss already. Still going. How many energy are they going to get on? Maybe they're just going to go for the knockout straight away, because this is something Shadow Rider Calyrex can do. If you get enough energies in play, then you are looking at quite a lot of damage. What are they on so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 to 70 to 80. So either a boss or a couple, 2 more energies in play. Either of those happen and we lose. Here's another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they are... Oh, wait, now they've got... I miscounted earlier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 to 70 to 80. So yeah, 2. 2 more. And I don't know how many they've attached. I've lost count. Because I couldn't even count earlier. Which is... It's always a useful skill to be able to count, I've found in life. So there's another one they've attached manually. So I think they must... So they now have 10. 10 does not get the knockout, and they're going to Marnie. So we aren't getting bossed. Reset stamp after the Marnie. So we have boss, but we have game anyway. We win. There we go. We are beating one of the best decks in the format right now. And they just conceded because they knew we had victory on the table. Not a bad start, taking down one of the best decks. Let's see if we can't get one more game. We're calling the coin flip again with our Bidoof coin, and tails never fails. It worked the first time. Our opponent is going first, so that can make things a little bit more difficult for us, and we've mulliganed. Our opponent is also rocking the Bidoof, deck box, sleeves, and coin. It's just the cool thing to do nowadays. And we start with a Sobble. See what our opponent is playing. Ah! Haha! Decidueye. Decidueye has reared its head once again after a good showing in tournaments recently. And this deck has built-in abilities to take down Decidueye. Because... Let's us... What do we want to quick ball away here? I think we quick ball the energy. Because our VMAX has the ability with just 1 energy to do 60 damage. And it doesn't care about any abilities on your opponent's Pokemon. So, it's quite a nice little... deck. Most other decks have to play specific cards to take down Decidueye, whereas we tend to be sitting pretty. Now that is not bad. We'll play our Old Cemetery, so they take extra damage, and then we will bite for 30. Ooh, big numbers. So with our Old Cemetery in play, they will take more damage. They're going to evolve up now. All we need to do is get evolved, and then a couple of hits from our Dragapult V will take it out, because they are also attacking into our horror energies. Here comes their Energy Spinner for a grass onto their Decidueye. 20 damage, thank you very much. Play the Scoop. So our massive 30 damage has been taken away. How could they? How could they? What are they looking for? A Mew. Mew's not gonna work. I am sorry, Dragon Slay. I learned the hard way myself that Mew does not work. Because Dragapult V places damage counters. What do we want to do? We can't place... This prevents all damage. We can't place damage counters with our Dragapult V. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to... I think we might just research, because we really want to get our... We really want to get our VMAX in place. So we'll just thin out another Dragapult because I don't think we're going to need more than 2. VMAX, there it is. And we can actually evolve every single one of our Sobbles. We just got to decide what we take from our cards. I think we will likely take... Ooh. XP share's not going to work, so we've got Horror Energies down. Maybe a Marnie to disrupt our opponent's hand on our next turn. Let's go for another one. And what I might actually do is not evolve up this other one. We'll save the Level Ball, and we're going to grab a Pokémon on this turn. Because then we can use our Level Ball and our Pokémon to turn it into an Inteleon. I think that should do, and we will shred. And what can happen here quite often is our opponent goes, that shouldn't happen. That's a VMAX. How's it attacking my Decidueye? And I have had it before where our opponent just stops because they actually can't attack us on this next turn without their Decidueye being knocked out. So they're going to evolve up into that one. Because of our 2 Horror Energies, they will take 40 damage. So that Decidueye is going down. So we will take a prize. And I think what we might do... on our next turn, we can knock out that Rowlet with our 2 Inteleon. Our Rapid Strike Inteleon, if we get one. They have a Rapid Strike Inteleon as well. What are they going to go for? Our active? We've just got to work out where we're going to take our 6 prizes from. Yeah, it goes on to our active. That's fair enough. They still need to attack us a couple of times. But down goes their Decidueye. I imagine up comes their other Decidueye. There it is. What have we got? A Horror Energy. Lovely stuff. We will evolve this one and attach an energy. Then going to grab a Drizzile. Can actually evolve it and grab another Drizzile or something to search a Pokemon. What Pokemon have we got left in our deck? A Dedenne and a Drizzile. So we may as well use up these Level Balls because they don't have much use left. So we'll grab the Drizzile, commit away for Rapid Strike Inteleon. If it's in the deck, I really should be checking. One of them is in deck, so we can't. We could. We could get the knockout on their Rowlet on the bench this turn. However, I feel like right now I'm just going to Marnie. We'll lower their hand size. Not the best cards we're left with, but we can quick shoot their Rowlet. So if they don't, they need to evolve that up on this next turn, and we will shred for 60. And there we go. If they attach another energy to their Rowlet without thinking, they knock it out themselves, which would be lovely for us. I imagine what's going to happen here is our these Inteleons. Oh no, that's the Shady Dealings one. So that Shady Dealings is likely grabbing a Rare Candy and an Evo Incense to evolve up. However, this Decidueye here is not really doing anything. Oh, they're going for this. They're going to scoop up. They're active. They are going to scoop it up. So maybe they have the Rare Candy in hand. Oh, Parasol. So this, as long as this Pokemon's in the active, it is cannot effects from your opponent's blah blah blah. Effects from your opponent's Pokemon done to all of your Pokemon. So Okay, so we can't drop damage counters either. But we play Tool Scrapper. This is, it's not going to be fun for them, is it? So they need to still, and they didn't even attach. So there goes our Tool Scrapper to get rid of both of those parasols. So we can now start dealing some more damage. We can attach, so this Dragapult's ready to go. We don't have any draw, which is slightly frustrating. And I think we do just keep this one in the active spot. We can do... Next turn, they will get the knockout on us. So they're doing 100. We're going to do 60 plus that. We have a Horror Energy on this one. So I think we just switch into the fresh one. Place our counters onto the Decidueye. And then if they decide to attach with our stadium in play, they knock themselves out. If they take out our stadium and attach, they knock themselves out from when they attack our Horror Energy. So we're in a fairly good position here. After this, all they're really left with is Inteleons. So they are now, I think, trying to go... Oh, you hate to see it. You do hate to see it. It's not the Inteleon we wanted. And they've conceded. So there we go. Even Decidueye, that can take down so many VMAX decks, cannot stand up against Dragapult VMAX. And that is Dragapult VMAX. Able to take on most decks in the format right now. You will struggle against dark type decks. So Galarian Moltres and Eternatus are not your friend when playing this deck. But it is a lot of fun. Now, I've probably said this a few times in this video, but if you haven't already, please do give this video a thumbs up. It really means a lot. And comment down below what changes to the deck you would like me to make, or what decks you want me to play in the future. I really do want to hear your suggestions because I want to know what you want to see me playing. And that about does it from me for today. So all that's left for me to say is I wish you all the best of luck with your own games, and bye!